Good afternoon. Welcome to True Crime and Java Chat. This is Kelly with another true crime case. I am late with this one because I have been sick and I have not been able to talk very well because I'm always coughing, clearing my throat, and it just has not been good. But this will be up early for Patreon and Spotify premium subscribers, and it will drop on October 3rd, Friday. And I'm so excited because October is almost here. It will be here tomorrow. And I am so excited about October and fall. It's still in the 80s here, by the way. I just wish we would get down to the fall temperatures. I am drinking Java Mama caramelized chaos. Sorry, caramelized. Very good coffee. I just put, I just dropped the last bonus episode of September on Patreon and Spotify premium subscribers, $5 tier, and it is the Yogurt Shop Murders. I watched the HBO docuseries, and it's all about that HBO docuseries and the update. So I am so happy that I was able to do that. But I want to tell my whoever listens to that the DNA in that case was tested in 2020. The guys were released from prison. Their sentence was overturned in 2009 because of the coerced confessions and their constitutional rights. And the HBO docuseries tells all about that. So I just wanted to make that clear. And I wasn't sure if I made that clear during that episode because I was so excited. I was just so excited when I told that. And you can hear it in my voice when I'm talking about it. I am so happy about this update. And I cannot wait to find out more if they do dig up more on that. So this story here is about a disappearance of a little girl named Morgan Nick. My sources are missingkids.org, 5 News, which is a YouTube channel, wikipedia.org, and bozeman.dailychronicle.com. Morgan Chantil Nick was born September 12th, 1988. On June 9th, 1995, she was 6 years old, and she went with her mother, Colleen, to a baseball game in Alma, Arkansas. It was a little league game, and then around 10:30, Morgan asked her mom if she could go with her friends to catch fireflies. And her mom let her go, but she second-guessed herself first on whether she should let her because it was so late at night. But she ended up, and dark, so she ended up letting her go. Now, her friends saw Morgan at 10:45 when she was emptying her shoes from all the sand, and that was by her mother's car. They were several yards away from her. They were doing the exact same thing, but they saw a creepy man, as they described him, talking to Morgan when she put her shoes back on. They walked back to the game, and it was over by then, but Morgan wasn't with them. They told Colleen that Morgan was by her car, but when her mother went to the car, she wasn't there. Nobody ever saw or heard from Morgan again. Now, I'm sure maybe some of you have heard about this. Billy Jack Links was born and raised in Crawford County. He served in the Army in World War II and worked for Braniff Airline as an upholsterer in Dallas, Texas until the mid-70s. Now, Crawford County, of course, is Arkansas. He was arrested for raping a young girl he knew through his family in 1993. Now, I never heard what he got in this, but he was out by 1995. That's only 2 years. So I don't understand what happened with that case, and I was not able to find out Like, what happened with it? Why was he out so fast after raping a young girl? Now, in August 29th, 1995, he drove his red pickup to a Sonic restaurant in Van Buren, Arkansas. And that's where he's lived since the late 70s. He attempted to kidnap an 11-year-old girl. He was arrested for this sexual solicitation of a child and got sentenced to only 6 years in prison. Now remember, this is 1995. 6 years is all he got. He was questioned in August that same year about Morgan Nick and denied having anything to do with her abduction. They believed him, and the case just went forward from there. They said he was believable. Now, on January 15th, 2002, police got a tip about some land in Boonesville, Arkansas, where Morgan Nick may be buried. They also brought a police dog with them, but they didn't find anything. On November 15th, 2010, they searched a vacant house in Spiro, Oklahoma for DNA. They returned on December 18th after they got a tip on the house. Dogs alerted them to a well on the land, but again, no evidence was found. So they still haven't found her. Then, on 2021, Billy Jack Links became a person of interest again in Morgan's disappearance. They found his red truck and found 5... Now, I never found out how they found his red truck. They tracked it down, but it amazes me after all these years, they actually found fibers and hair samples inside that red truck. The hair was linked back to Colleen, Morgan, or her sister. The fibers were also a match from Morgan's shirt. Billy Jack was named as her abductor, but he died in prison in 2000 at the age of 75, not even serving his 6 years from the attempted abduction at Sonic. So if he died in 2000 and they tracked this truck down in 2021, that amazes me. That's 21 years. And found fiber and hair in the truck. So I'm not sure who had the truck, but Andrew Lee Links was Billy Jack's son from Jesseville, Arkansas, near Hot Springs. He lived with his mom when his parents divorced, and he still lived in that town in 1995. February 22nd, 2011, 43-year-old Andrew broke into a woman's home in Bozeman, Montana, demanded money from her, told her to be quiet or he'd shoot her. He raped her, and her roommate could hear her crying, telling him to get off of her. She called police, and he was arrested. Now, he had no criminal history of this kind. He said he was drunk and does not remember what he did. He got 10 years in prison and 20 years probation. He is now a registered sex offender. Andrew would have been 26 at the time of Morgan's disappearance. And the kids who were with Morgan described the guy as being in his 20s or 30s. Billy Jack would have been 67. The composite sketch also matches Andrew. And I'll have that photo up in my photo dump on Facebook and Instagram and Patreon. Many theories have been going around about Andrew borrowing his dad's truck the day Morgan Nick disappeared. Now, all this is going on Reddit. So it's just a theory. But you know what? This really makes sense. But I mean, I don't know how to explain what I'm going to say, but Billy Jack's dead. Billy Jack is a pervert, pedophile. I don't care. Name him as the abductor, but if his son is out of prison right now, some people on Reddit said they thought he was out of prison, registered as a sex offender. And if he is, I wasn't able to find out. I just brought up his sex offender information. He's the one that should be in prison, Now, if they could find out anything about that, but see, the thing is, Morgan Nick has never been found. She is still disappeared. She's still missing. And her, they've also done you know how they do age progression? They have an age progression photo of her. And she's, like I said, she still has not been found. Still. Now, the Morgan Nick Foundation was started by Colleen to help parents cope with their children's disappearances and also helps prevent children from going missing. In Arkansas, the Amber Alert is called the Morgan Nick Amber Alert Service. And in August 2012, Tanya Smith and James Monart were arrested for computer fraud. They were trying to steal the identity of Morgan. They both had been convicted felons before. For someone to do this, to try to steal the identity of a little girl who's been missing, I mean, my gosh, that's horrible. Because, of course, there's no record that she's dead. You know, Hulu released a docuseries by director Ridley Scott called Still Missing Morgan in February of 2023. I did not know that. And recently, I just canceled my Hulu. So, if I would have known that, I would have watched it. Her case has also been on America's Most Wanted and Unsolved Mysteries. This is a case I've never heard of. Very, very interesting. Also about the son. So I'm really wondering if Andrew did borrow his dad's truck that day. And it's still ongoing on where she is. So hopefully they find her. I mean, my gosh, this is just horrible. I cannot imagine. I mean, never finding her. And then, of course, they name the person who they think did it is now dead. And that gets me every time. And, you know, that's why I think a lot of true crime cases go unsolved. Or the wrong person's in prison for it. Because the person who did it is dead. Either dead or they're in prison for another crime. That's what I think all the time when I hear about these cases, including the yogurt shop murders. You know, these 4 guys, not everybody, but a lot of people think that they killed those 4 girls. And I just thought to myself, if they didn't do it, the person that did it is not with us anymore. Because if he was, I think somebody else would know about it and they would find out. They had $100,000 reward for that. That was never claimed with information leading to that. And that amazes me. Because you think somebody else would know if one person did something like that. This one, I don't know. I think there's a possibility, a very good possibility, that his son is the one. But it's a theory. I don't know. I don't even know if they are investigating his son. But I will have the composite sketch up in my photo dump. And, wow. Really had me thinking, and I didn't even run across that until I was researching this about the son. I didn't even realize he had kids. He had kids, he had grandkids and everything. Oh gosh, it's just a horrible, horrible, sad case here. Anything with children, it's very, very sad. And teenagers, young kids. But thank you all for your support, and I appreciate all of you. Please let me know if you have any suggestions. I'm trying to think of more cases around the Midwest. So if you have, like I said, if you have any, or even if they're outside the Midwest, if anybody out there requests it, a case and I look it up and can get information on it, to do a episode, I will cover it, especially ones that really need attention. And it doesn't matter where they're from. So it doesn't have to be from the Midwest or a certain state or anything. So please, please let me know. I will have my email and all my information in the show notes. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I've had this now. Wow. I've had this for 3 years. Yeah. 3 years. I had to think a minute. 3 years, and I've had my Patreon for 2 years. So, which is nice. And I don't know if anybody knows, also have a $3 tier on Patreon, which you get one bonus episode a month. The $5 you get 3, sometimes 2 if something happens to where I am not able to make a third one. And then if I don't make my quota for at least 2 bonus episodes, 2 to 3, because I also do my 2 cents coffee chat episodes. A lot of times I will put the month as a free month for the $5 tier, because a lot of times I don't make, if I'm sick, like I said, I don't want to say a lot of times, because normally a lot of times I make 3 bonus episodes a month. If I don't make at least 2, I make a free month. I let the month go for free. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that. And the proceeds go to the Charlie Foundation, which is a database for missing people, which is an awesome, awesome play. And I also have the true story of the kid who the Charlie Foundation was named after. That case is also on Patreon. So let me know if you have any questions about anything, any cases or Patreon or anything, and or let me know if you have any suggestions. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week and a wonderful, wonderful beginning of October, my favorite month. And I will see you next time.